Hey, what's up guys? Miguel here from Toy Quest 101, and on this episode of That Geek Statue Show, we get the honor and the privilege to reveal for the first time the Superman Black Suit Prestige Series 1/3 scale statue from our friends over at Legendary Beast Studios. And that episode is going to start right now. Hey, what's up guys? Miguel here as always, and welcome to another episode of That Geek Statue Show right here on Toy Quest 101. Now, like I mentioned before, I'm super pumped up. I'm super excited because for the first time in hand, you guys are going to get to see the Superman Black Suit 1/3 Prestige Series statue from our friends over at Legendary Beast Studios. Now, as you guys know, Legendary Beast Studios has done a ton of Marvel statues that we have unboxed and reviewed here on our show, and they just acquired the DC license, and their first statue out of the Justice League line is Superman. Now, before we start, we want to remind you guys, subscribe to Toy Quest 101, and don't forget to hit that notifications bell so you don't miss any toy reviews, statue unboxings, or any celebrity guests that might pop up on our show. Now again, they just started with the DC line, and Superman is their first statue out of that line, and today we get the honor and privilege to review the black suit right here on Toy Quest 101. Now there's three versions of this statue. There is a dark blue variant, a light blue variant, and of course the recovery suit, the one that we're going to show here today on this episode. Now usually we would start with the boxes, but it doesn't have any art boxes. It does come in two boxes, a bigger box and a smaller box. The smaller box has the base, and the bigger box has the rest of the statue. But let's get to the assembly and jump into this review. All right, guys, here he is, fully assembled, the black suit Superman from our friends over at Legendary Beast Studios in his historic pose on this incredible base that I cannot wait to check out all the Easter eggs that it comes with. But first, let's learn a little bit more about the recovery suit and Superman himself. Now, the black suit, also known as the recovery suit, made its first appearance in Action Comics issue 689 as Superman burst out of a Kryptonian birthing matrix wearing a black jumpsuit with silver highlights and long hair. This all happened several months after the classic Death of Superman storyline in the 1992 Superman issue 75 after being killed by Doomsday. The suit was designed to help the weakened Superman absorb more solar energy, and that is how the recovery suit came about. And this is what we have here, this rendition of Superman, which for me is one of the better Supermans, and I really love it because it's a different variation of this character. Now, we all speak about this Hush Superman statue from Prime 1 Studios that's really, really good. But for those who have that statue, here's your chance to get a different variant with an awesome, awesome taste from Legendary Beast Studios and their design. So let's get right into it. Now, first and foremost, out of the three, this is the most exclusive one with about a 50 edition size. So there's really not that many made. Again, this is a 1/3 scale statue. It's about 33.5 inches tall. The base itself is about 14 inches wide, and with the cape, it's about 22 inches wide altogether. This is a very big statue, so let's get to it. And as always, let's start with the base. I absolutely am in love with this base. I love everything that Legendary Beast Studios does with their bases because they are a storytelling base. So to begin with, let's start with the color of this base. You got that copper browns color to it, which I absolutely love. And you have that American eagle here in the front, that copper bronze eagle here that just looks very stoic, right? And is a symbol for freedom, a symbol for Superman. He's right here, dead in the center in the front. Now, if you start turning to the side, you're gonna see here both the families of Clark Kent. You're gonna see Jonathan and Martha Kent, which are his adopted family when he came to Earth. And you're gonna see right here, baby Kal-El. And then on the side of Clark Kent, you're gonna go see Jor-El and Laura, which are his parents from Krypton. And in the middle, you're gonna see Clark Kent changing into Superman, which this is another iconic thing for him, is that change out from his work suit to his Superman suit. And you see that right here on the side. Now in the front, you're gonna see it says Truth, Justice, and a Better Tomorrow, which is also iconic right underneath the eagle. And if you turn to the other side back here, you're gonna see a couple other cool characters that they included in the base. You're gonna see Lois Lane, you're gonna see Supergirl, you're gonna see the son of Superman, Jonathan Kent, Krypto, Jimmy Olsen, and of course Superboy, which is one of my favorites. So again, more little Easter eggs that you're gonna find on this base. Super cool. I love what Legendary Beast Studios does with the design, and they're very true to the comics, and they always add these little Easter eggs to the base to give more character to the statue itself. I really love that about them. And then on the back, you're gonna see the Superman emblem as well. And on the top of the base, you're gonna see the Daily Planet logo really big on the top. I absolutely love this base, man. This would look awesome with an electronic turntable so everybody could see everything that the base has to offer, or maybe even have some mirrors on the side or something, but really showcase this base is what it's all about. And for me, this base is just very, very well done. Again, the color applications have like that nickel, that bronze, that copper feel to it. Really great applications there. The texture looks really good as well. But man, I love everything about this base. You see some stars here going around the top of the base as well. They really did a great job telling the story about Superman, his parents, his adopted parents, and of course his other family, his friends and stuff. And they even included Krypto, right? I love that. But let's get to Superman himself. His pose looks really cool. Of course, he has his hands on his hip, that iconic pose of his looking up into the sky, very stoic. And of course, this is the recovery suit or the black suit. So he has a sort of a matte black with a little bit of gloss onto him with the silver highlights. You see the belt is silver, the emblem is silver, and here in the back of the cape, of course, you have the silver Superman emblem as well. And of course, we have him with the long hair, which is true to the comics, or the mullet, right? That's the one I'm probably gonna go with, even though the other two are super cool, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Let's talk about the boots. The boots look really good. You see creases here. The texture looks really good. So it does create like a little bit of movement in them and almost makes them look leather. Good job done there with the textures and with the sculpt as well. And you're gonna see up here, the texture kind of stops. It's more of a flat black here towards the brim of the boot to make it stand out a little bit better. The muscle here and the muscle tone looks really good, going up from the knees all the way to his thighs. And of course, that's also has some texture. And you're gonna see some creases here in the sculpt in the knees as well. But they did a really, really good job with the muscle tone and all the features here to give him that, you know, strength of a body that he normally has. Now, when you move up to the torso here and his chest, man, you see the muscle definition there. You see the abs, the pecs, everything popping out. You see all the muscles going up and around his arm, which look really good. You see the crease of the elbow here and all the muscles here and the muscle tone and the creases here as well. The sculpt is done very, very well, using that same texture as well. The skin tone here on the fist looks really good too. You're gonna see a lot of veins and again, muscles here done very well as well. And you're gonna see the skin tone color looks pretty good too. Man, they just did a really good job overall with the sculpt of this Superman. And he looks proportionate and he looks really, really good. Again, just a museum pose, but this is the Superman pose we all love and we all know, so I'm cool with it. Now let's go on to the cape. I love this cape, guys. Now, one thing about the statues, it's not really that heavy, which I thought it was gonna be super heavy. If it's anything like the Batman Hush back there or any of the other statues, they're super, super heavy. This surprisingly wasn't that heavy, so if you guys wanna put it on a shelf or a floating shelf, you can. Obviously the base is not as big as maybe the Thor from Legendary Beast Studios, so it does have a smaller base that doesn't take up that much space. But this cape is made from some different material. It's not heavy at all, but when putting it on, you do have to wrap it around the leg first, which I thought that was cool. And you see it has some movement because it's kind of going off to the side to create that wind motion, like if the wind is blowing his cape to the side. I really love that about this cape. And of course, it has the two pegs in the top for the keyholes that go into his body. But man, a different type of texture here used on this cape. You're gonna see all the creases here and more gloss to this cape to kind of have a different shade of black when it comes to the paint scheme. And of course, you're gonna see the silver Superman emblem here with the black outline, which looks really, really good. Again, this is the recovery suit, and this cape looks absolutely amazing. I mean, look at all the wrinkles here and all the creases here that go around the leg to make it give it that more realistic look, right? But they did a really good job with it. I really am impressed so far. Now, let's talk about the emblem on his chest. As you can see, there's two different types of emblems here. There is a smaller one and a bigger one, or a more classic one and a more modern one that you could interchange with a magnet and a keyhole. Both of them look really, really good. I guess it all depends on what head sculpt you want to go with. And speaking of head sculpts, let's go ahead and talk about the head sculpt here. Now, this head sculpt that I have on the statue of Superman himself is the one with the long hair and or the mullet. So I'm gonna take it off real quick so you guys can see. Now, this is done very, very well. I love the hair. The sculpt of the hair really stands out for me. You're gonna have some blue highlights all throughout the hair, and the hair is kind of interweaved and combed. And again, it's going with the motion of the cape, which makes sense to give it that movement of wind and stuff. Now, the portrait itself, you have his muscle tones all around his neck and that crimson jaw of Superman that he's known for. his blue eyes, and you see his eyebrows as well. And of course, you see that little Jerry curl in the front that everybody loves so much and so iconic to Superman himself. But for me, this is the more comic accurate when it comes to the recovery suit. And I really love this portrait, so I think I'm gonna keep that one on for my display. But again, they did a really, really good job displaying this statue with his different portraits, and they all kind of make sense, which we're gonna get into the other ones right now. Now here is your second option here, which is the short haired and the beard, which I absolutely love as well. This is a really good portrait as well. You can't go wrong with any of them. They both have the blue highlights. They both have the hair kind of intertwined within one another, and it's combed very nice, and his Jerry curls kind of to the side. But the beard is looking good. The goatee's looking good. Again, you're gonna see his shading here, and his eyebrows kind of turned down, more of a serious look. But man, he looks really, really good. Both options are absolutely amazing. Now, let's get to the bonus exclusive version of the head sculpt that you could get. Now, this does come with LED feature where you could put batteries in. And this is more of the clean look, but with the evil red eyes that do light up in LED. And his hair is a little bit less, with detail as far as intertwined within each other, because this is kind of more of the clean look, but it looks really, really good as well. Again, you can't go wrong with any of these. I do love the LED feature. It does have 3 little batteries that you could put in it, 3 little watch batteries that you could put into it to do the LED feature. But all 3 of these portraits look really, really good. I really think I'm still gonna stick with the long-haired one to stay true to the comics. I don't know about you guys. Let me know in the comments which one you like the most out of the 3. But again, Legendary Beast Studios is absolutely killing it. They were killing it with the Marvel line. They just acquired the DC line. They're doing the entire Justice League. Again, there's 3 different variants. You got the recovery suit of Superman, which again, Superman is the first character out of the Justice League and out of their DC line that they're coming out with. You got the dark blue and the light blue variants as well. But man, I'm so glad I got the opportunity to unbox and review this one for you guys, because for me, I think this is the better Superman, especially that, almost all of us have the original red and blue Supermans in our collection. So I really don't have a, recovery suit Superman, especially this size. So if you guys are looking for something super limited, super special edition, and different variation of Superman himself, this is the way to go. Again, they made about 48 to 50 of these only. They're up in pre-order right now. You can find them in Statue Brothers or in SpecFictionCollectibles.com. We're gonna have all the links in the bio of the video for you guys to get your own. I hope you guys enjoyed this first look at the Superman Recovery Suit Prestige Edition Superman of our friends over at Legendary Beast Studios. And guys, remember, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, X, and Facebook. And don't forget to subscribe to Toy Quest 101. We'll see you guys on another episode. Bye, guys.